here between the top side, top 4, and the bottom side, top 4. Because the top side, top 4, it's more or less normal. It's not Marckiemoo and Balloon Boy, but it's Marckiemoo and Raydish. Not a surprise there. Seed 1 and 3 going into that one. And then the other side is just like crazy mode. We threw everything out the window.
For assuming he was already in eliminations. You're just looking at me and being like, man, we're about to count that game.
Yeah, it's right here.
And that leads me to the one person I didn't talk about, which is Marckiemoo, who I just think is playing really, really good.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the scene, not just North America, but Brawlhalla in general. I feel like he should honestly be competing over in South America, and it's kind of a crime that he has to be stuck here playing with all these chumps.
Hold on. We got to give credit to North America because Meg D took him to game 5. Grandpa
right.
Meg D at this point took him to game 5. He is able to grab the first stock here about 40 seconds into this game on Raydish.
Against anybody who
Meg D
likes
took him to game 5. Marckiemoo got a game off of him, so it's not like he had the freest ride through everybody today.
Right.
He wasn't just a steamroller.
It's been competitive, very competitive. Starting out this game, though, not so competitive.
Yeah, not so far.
But Raydish, let's see what he's got back. He has constantly surprised me by looking like he's just like lackadaisically walking around, not really that interested in winning, and then winning 3-2 and making me shut up. So that could be the same case here, and I would really be excited to see it. But so far, Marckiemoo looks like he's going to go up 3-1.
Yeah, the side light sending him over. There's a dash, gravity cancel, or sorry, not gravity cancel, just the dash down heavy. Not enough to do it just yet. If he would have been maybe a little bit closer, if he would have picked it up on the edge, it might have been the KO that he needed. There's the down air into the side light. Okay, the D-Sig is going to KO off the top here, even on Fortress of Lions, added up a bunch of damage on that, but Raydish is already in the red on second stock. He could lose that less than 2 minutes into this game. The side air, and also the neutral light right after the nair as well. GC side light into the nair again.
He's losing the entire time, and all of a sudden he's winning the game.
Yeah, here's 70 damage.
Like the nair gravity cancel side light. Marckiemoo has yet to get any damage on the board. Raydish has almost completely brought this back. Finally pummeled off to the left side. Raydish, however, still looking pretty healthy with the boots. Avoids that neutral light, easily kicks him, but then Marckiemoo wakes up with a dodge into another pummel. Ground pound hits, no way.
Does he steal the stock here? Yep. And he waits long enough in case there was any like goofy move that he wanted to throw out there, whether it was a gravity cancel, which is that's what we saw. Spot dodge came out and he was able to get the ground pound. Instant turnaround from Marckiemoo.
I love that Marckiemoo just stares at him on that top flat. He's like, you're going to come down here. And he slide charges it with a neutral signature, punches him into the heavens. It's now 1-1. Even game from what was looking like Marckiemoo domination. And Raydish has brought this right back.
Little weapon toss balk on the head. He's not able to pick it back up, though. The next spawn comes in. There's the in light on wake up. The second one just barely missing. Side light comes through from Marckiemoo. The in light right after has more of that defensive tool to get off. There's the nair. Doesn't change the direction, of course, keeping him moving to the right. Still patrolling that ground. There's a side light, D-light, and the recovery. Goes for the GC side signature, maybe reading a jump or a dodge up from Raydish, but Raydish stayed low enough.
Yeah, not too risky to throw out there. If he misses, he's still hanging out in the air. Okay,
nice
grabs
catch.
Out the side sig. That's it, right? He's got jump and a dodge. That's going to be done. Raydish goes down. Marckiemoo takes game number 1, but not the crazy all-out defeat that I was expecting to see. Raydish just has that 45-second burst, right? We were talking about that earlier. He's just kind of like all of a sudden unstoppable, unhittable, and then he burns out and the exhaustion hits, and then Marckiemoo is able to close out with the win. Am I like dodging the... What's the camera doing?
I think it's moving.
It's moving away from me. I was like trying to chase after him, like, oh.
It's like a director's choice where they have the characters go out of frame and then you hear scuffling happening and they come like back into frame, but the cameras stay the same, but it's just opposite because the camera's
like
moving and you're the one out of frame.
Everything, right? That just happened all offset.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to get the game number 2. Raydish, like I said,
double dare after the dodge too.
Looks really good in these bursts of aggression, especially when he's got his opponents like just trying to scramble to reset the neutral. But Marckiemoo overall in control for the majority of the game. Let's see if that changes here in game 2.
Raydish is able to grab that weapon. Falling with that side air. This is sideline neutral air. Attempts the down air, but Marckiemoo actually went back in towards the stage. There's the recovery, though, that Raydish is throwing right over that corner. Just a little bit too high for that side light after the gravity cancel in-light that came out from Marckiemoo. This time it's a grounded in-light the wrong direction, but no punish out from Raydish.
That's a little bit of damage. Side air could be edge guard.
I thought we were going to see a down air there coming from Raydish, but we see the disarm coming out. There's the jump side air as well to catch Marckiemoo in the air. He's going high. Now he didn't even touch the wall. Went right over. There's a GC side light into the side air, but it's from the wrong side of the stage. The neutral air was his option there. A little bit of an interesting choice. I would have maybe expected a little bit of a backup into the D-light recovery punish on the landing.
Nice
GC D-light ground pound all the way up there.
Really aggressive, too, to catch that jump. Caught Raydish by surprise. Marckiemoo was basically edge guarding him unarmed that entire time. And first stock will go over to Marckiemoo. Kicks him out of the side. Can Raydish get this next air? Maybe. No. Doesn't have the orbs. He can't down air, so he's just waiting for wall slip. Neutralite. That was interesting. I think he was expecting like a dodge up. Marckiemoo gets a pummel, doesn't get the recovery. Raydish doesn't pivot the Sair. All right, more damage. Nair into gravity cancel. Neutralite.
Another Neutralite coming out. The D-Light does miss. The weapon toss comes out. That gives Raydish plenty of room so he can set up and get ready for that jump recovery to get the KO off the top here on Marckiemoo. To even up the stocks, he's only about 40 damage behind. He does have the weapon advantage. Spawn comes in. Marckiemoo's able to dash and grab it very quickly. No moves that made contact from either player just yet since Marckiemoo has respawned until that Neutralite. Then there's a neutral layer that came out from Marckiemoo.
All right, reaching with the side light, goes for the ground pound. Raydish doesn't go off stage. Puts out that dash forward down light, trying to get the low arc swing part of that attack to pop him up, but doesn't get it. Marckiemoo gets the recovery instead. Gravity cancel side light just narrowly whiffs. That was a really good idea, I think.
No punish came out from Raydish though.
Oh, and the ground pound just a little too late. Ends up getting hit by the recovery.
Bottom side of that D-Light into the neutral air. Raydish really controlling his ground quite a bit. He doesn't have any like major momentum swings in his way. That side air could set up. Here comes the bomb. It's coming in. He is so good at setting that up, so it goes right along the wall. Raydish stay completely away from it, but Marckiemoo was there with the other weapon spawn that came in as he grabbed that scythe, came in with a down air, and that was it.
It's good that you highlighted that in the earlier set, right? Now, looking for that so much. That was such a staple of Marckiemoo's play that kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Is back, and that setup absolutely led to Raydish like having to have that on his mental stack.
Yep, it's another thing to think about.
Also, you have an entire opponent with a weapon edge guarding you. You're going to get hit by one, and Marckiemoo ends up getting that dare. Now he's super far ahead, jumps into the end. It's a great call from Raydish. They were stacked, so he was just like, he was calling out a jump. And that covered so many different kinds of jumps. Goes for the end stick. That time Marckiemoo doesn't jump, and he gets hit for it.
Yeah, Marckiemoo's done a pretty good job of punishing these signatures so far. We saw the bite come out last game, which he did a great job punishing on that. He did jump into the bird head.
Wonder if the Sair would have knocked out.
Maybe he was too close to the center of the stage. I'm not sure.
Yeah, goes down for the recovery. Marckiemoo just waits it out, but gets Saired for it. Now 1-1. Raydish keeping it close.
He's not too far behind here, but he is noticeably behind.
Yeah, more behind than he was game one, that's for sure. But he's done a better job starving the weapons out this time. Marckiemoo gets an unarmed uppercut. Gets hit away for picking up the scythe, though. Downer puts him off stage. Gets the gravity cancel and lie into side air to get some really good damage on the Raydish. And now, what is Marckiemoo looking for? Unarmed. I guess he's just waiting for gauntlets. There they are. What does he got? Recovery?
Started off with that inlight. Yeah, we're going to get a D-Light recovery option. We're just going to get the recovery raw. Raydish is staying pretty close to the ground until he wants to move over to that soft platform. I don't know if he's trying to bait Marckiemoo up there onto that
basically
gauntlet recovery. Yeah, he's just going to wait for that inlight.
I thought he needed a little bit more damage before he could just go in with that. But you know what? He had plenty already, and Marckiemoo goes up 2 on the set.
He's seeming like he's pretty comfortable here.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that game was like a slaughter by any definition of the word. It was. We mentioned how close it was towards the end, but it just still feels like he's firmly in the lead, and he has that confidence on his side.
Raydish didn't have any of those like Super Saiyan moments that we've been seeing throughout the day either that game. We just kind of kept it close, but ultimately in Marckiemoo's favor. We're going to game 3. I thought a lot of sets today were going to be quick 3-0s.
That's true.
I've been surprised.
That's true.
So, and Raydish is like the biggest culprit of...
Yeah, if Raydish came back and got the reverse 3 here, that would not be the first reverse 3 that even happened on you and I's block today.
And it would be an impressive reverse 3-0 going into the last official before BCX.
It would be crazy.
Ensig hits. Raydish got a great start to make that case possible. Disarms him right away.
Keep in mind, winner of this set is guaranteed top 2 and will qualify for the Autumn Royale, the last chance for major, like really important in-person practice, definitely between
essentially
regions.
BCX Summit, right? Like you're there to play with the best of the best, the most recently best, to prepare for the same people you're going to be fighting at Worlds. An absolutely stellar invitation that both players are fighting for here. And Raydish knows it. Getting that recovery, not going to knock out just yet, but he's barely been touched.
Oh, just whiffs the D-Light on the ground. Marckiemoo able to punish.
Oh,
yeah, that's Sair too.
No dodge. Gets the haymaker, but Raydish, amazing fade back. If he didn't do that, there's no way he was making it back. And he completely banked on Marckiemoo trying to hit him. If Marckiemoo didn't try to hit him, he was gone. He just wouldn't have made it back to stage.
Neutral air coming through, hoping for the juggle. This time it's a D-Light into the neutral air. We saw almost the exact same position, but on the left side, when he went for the D-Light ground pound, the neutral air, I don't know if that was like panic. It had to be a misinput.
It looked like, honestly, it looked like the only thing that would reach.
Okay.
And maybe that's what Marckiemoo was thinking. I don't really know of what Would gravity cancel and light have been better? Oh, whoa, what a dodge!
Well, he gravity canceled the D-light.
Yeah, right, because he couldn't go for anything else after that, yeah. Sarah probably better. I don't know. Either way, Raydish gets
nice
that
ground pound right along the wall. Can you do another one? It's the bird foot this time.
That's the second time that Marckiemoo dodged it with movement alone. Gravity cancel sides, it gets grabbed by the down air. Raydish has got nothing left to come back to the stage. He tried to get the little hop off of, but you jump off the bike at the very end, but he doesn't quite get there. And Raydish, after 2 edge guards where I don't know, man, those down sticks felt perfect every time, but Marckiemoo just skirted right outside of the range of the claw.
That's kind of been happening with a lot of Raydish's opponents today so far. Like in one of the previous sets that you and I both did, he threw out the bird foot in almost the exact same. Ooh. Oh, he's going to get something huge here. No, the GCD light is going to miss after the dodge from Marckiemoo. But he was throwing out the bird foot in basically the exact same area, and he just wasn't hitting them. His opponent was getting around him. There's the weapon toss. It's going to set up for the edge guard KO.
Okay,
the GCN light.
Marckiemoo holds that ground pound for a while. Spot dodges the orb end light. I can't believe that had to have been like perfect timing. Double recovery. That might be too much damage to come back from. Silent recovery.
I thought that was going to do
flying. Side air going to stuff out the recoveries from Marckiemoo, so he has to dive kick back to stage. The weapon throw actually catching Raydish off guard. Finally takes that stock. What a surprising turn of events here. D-Light neutral sig not going to knock out Marckiemoo, just looking for the finishing blow now.
He may just look for another one of those. I don't know how hard he's going to play around that weapon. Yeah, just the down heavy there. The little break dance, descend to the right side, even from all the way on the left side of the stage. Still got the KO on that. And if that didn't, he was ready to pick up that sight. He had the weapon in his hand, so he can continue whatever edge guard, whether it's high or low, that he needs.
Yeah, Marckiemoo looking great.
Raydish is pushing off stage against him more than he did against his previous opponents today, when Marckiemoo is a much more adept offstage player than pretty much everyone else in the bracket.
Marckiemoo's fun.